Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not to have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to the next session, may I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna, Gandharvika Mataji, all Vaishnava Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumar Devidasi from Radha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. This is Sanatana Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yeshumati Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and chanting so beautifully. Early morning, mid-morning, giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devidasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, chanting so beautifully. You are a very good example for all our children, Mataji. You just follow your mom. Thank you, Mataji, for being a great example for all of us.
All your prayers and blessings, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shambhali Oti. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every single day. Welcome to the call. Oh, we have Sanatana Dharma Prabhu already on the call. Mhm. Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Anybody would like to introduce themselves, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees on the call. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hanita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining early morning, mid-morning, giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Kandarike Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances unto you and all of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Ekaradika Leela Devi Dasi from Iowa.
Hare Krishna, Eka Radhika Leela Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very beautiful chanting every single day, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, dear Mataji.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the assembled devotees on the call. Vasundhara Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vasundhara Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association, your realizations, your questions, helps all of us, Mataji. Thank you for your association.
All glories to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call Mataji, and I'm grateful to all of you rather. Whatever I am today is a blessing of all of you there on the call and the insights I get from the preachings every day. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam and Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees on the call. This is Srinivas from Hyderabad, India, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna, Srinivas Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for joining from India, Hyderabad. Welcome to the call.
Thank you, Mataji.
Whenever someone say Hyderabad, I remember my parents back in India. Hare Bol.
They are from Hyderabad, Mataji?
My grandparents live there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna, Vinitagandhar Mataji. Emmadi Bagonara, Namaskar Andi. I'm from Hyderabad.
Hare Krishna, Sukaka Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all
Your
glories to
chanting
Srila
is so
Prabhupada.
good, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I was chanting the same speed today. It was so wonderful. Very
Hare
good.
Krishna Prabhuji,
Shuddhanam,
thank you so
Shuddhanam.
much for encouraging
All
me
the best.
always. And
Hare Krishna.
thank you for always making feel that you are one of our family member. Hari Bol, welcome to the call.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who'd like to introduce themselves? Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu, if you are in the temple, we can skip today introduction.
Hare Krishna Mataji. No, Mataji, I can do it.
Okay.
I can do it.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today, we are very fortunate to have His Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 3rd chapter, and verse is, if you join together today's chapter and today's date, that's verse. Okay, it's 35. 7th canto, 3rd chapter, verse is 35. I would like to hand over the call to Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu for the brief introduction. Prabhuji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Here's a brief introduction for our very dear His Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhuji. Prabhuji is a brahmachari from ISKCON Pune and a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Prabhu has been practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 17 years. Prabhuji has studied B.Tech from NIT Trichy. Prabhuji has worked as a senior manager in Tata Motors Pune. His current services include area management and project development head at the areas around Pune. He is a counselor, youth and corporate preacher, congregation preacher, secretary at Voice Organization, and he is also a remote mentor for NVCC Pune Temple. Prabhuji knows many languages such as English, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, and Japanese. His degrees include Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, IDC and teachers training courses. Prabhuji also gives very nectarian classes on TV, Seedhi Baat Prabhuji ke saath. And Prabhuji would like to have devotees with video on if possible, dear devotees. That way Prabhuji is very encouraged. So if we can turn over videos, I see some devotees are already turning on. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam, over to you.
Hare Krishna, Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu. Thank you so much for the introduction and thank you for telling all of us that we have to be on video. Yeah, Prabhuji is also there on the call. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining and giving your recitation this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 3rd chapter, verse number 35. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees. Is this Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu? You have clarified expectations? Yes. Please turn on video to get extra mercy. Oh, extra mercy you will get from Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam, not from me. I don't give mercy. I need mercy from all of you. You have to give extra mercy to Sanatana Dharmadas. I'm just changing the camera. Yes. All right. So we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरकृषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् श्रीकृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Very, very happy to be with all of you in your service. Hari Hari. So today we are going to discuss a very amazing verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Why this is amazing, we'll understand very soon. However, I wish to give a small, it's a small plea. The power is gone. Power as in like light. You will not be getting light. So as and when the time passes, gradually my video will automatically become off. We'll try level best to do some arrangement in such a way that Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, the Divya Gyan will give some light Prakash also. We'll try, but otherwise, please bear with us for the bad light conditions just for today. By next week, we'll make some arrangements. Today, I'm going to give something very interesting, exciting, amazing, thrilling in the end. So, in the end, there is a very special sweet which is going to be served in the course. So, request you all to please stay tuned till the end. There's something very special that's coming up. Okay, so that'll keep all of you very happy. Once again, a request to everybody, please turn on your videos and let's begin the discussion from Srimad Bhagavatam. Today, we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter number 3, text number 35. This is verse spoken by our Hiranyakashipu Prabhu, Brahma. So Prabhu is speaking this sloka And by now he has understood very clearly how to talk and get his desires fulfilled. So he's going to express his desire in this particular shloka, what desire he wants. Let us find out. Yadi dasyasi abhimatan varan me varadottam bhutebhyastvad vireshtebhyo mrityurma bhunmam prabho. Okay. Can someone help me with the translation?
O my Lord, O best of the givers of benediction, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you.
Okay. So Hiranyakashipu Prabhu makes it very clear that if you really want to give me any benediction, because I've done so much of tapasya and sadhana, I want something in return, and what I want is, well, you are the creator. Yes, Brahma is the creator. You've created so many living beings, and all the living beings that you've created, please, it's my humble request, I shouldn't die in the hands of any of them. That's his. So in one sense, he's expressing a desire for immortality indirectly. Okay. We'll go to purport. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Oh, he has chosen Prabhupada. Actually, even translation of Prabhupada is so amazing. I desire, please let me not meet
So you're
death.
not sharing the screen.
Yeah, I will. I'm still on the translation. I'll share. I'm
Sure,
still
sure.
relishing the translation only. I'll come to purport. I desire, please let me not meet death. I don't want to meet death from any of the living entities created by you. So this is the benediction that he places in front of Brahma. Okay. And he's going to give many more conditions. We'll come to that. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll go line by line. Yes, please. First line. Anybody having desire to read? Yes, Her Grace Manjari Leela Mataji can read. We are unmuting you. Next,
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavati Leela Mataji. Yes.
After being created from the navel of Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Lord Brahma, the original created living being within the universe, created many other different types of living entities to reside in this universe. Therefore, from the beginning of creation, the living entities were born of a superior living entity. Ultimately, Krishna is the supreme living being, the father of all others. Aham bija pradapitaha, Bhagavad Gita 14.4. He is the seed-giving father of all living entities.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay,
We'll have Her Grace Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji reading the second paragraph. Please go on,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Dandavat.
Thus far, Hiranyakashipu has adored Lord Brahma as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and has expected to become immortal by the benediction of Lord Brahma. How,
Now,
Prabhu, can you little scroll?
sure. Is this fine?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Now, having come to understand that even Lord Brahma is not immortal, because at the end of the millennium, Lord Brahma will also die. Hiranyakashipu is very carefully asking him for benediction that will be almost as good as immortality. His first proposal is that he not be killed by any of the different forms of living entities created by Lord Brahma within this material world. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you. Okay. So we'll proceed ahead with our discussion. So first, Prabhupada is talking about the creation. If you see the first two subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 subject matters. Atra sarga visargascha stanam poshanam utayah manvantra ishanu katha nirodha muktir ashrayah. These are the 10 subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Those of you who want to know. Dear devotees, अपने काम करते रहो, वीडियो टर्न करते रहो. Yes, yes. On रखो, करते रहो नहीं. Otherwise they'll keep on off. नहीं. On रखो. You know, this is the philosophy of नाम लेते रहो, Kaam karte raho. That song they sang. Keep chanting the name and keep doing your work together, multitasking. All right. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam 2.10.1. Those of you who want to see the 10 subject matters. The first two subject matters are called as Sarga Srishti and Visarga Srishti. So Sarga is the formations of the countless universes, the Ananta Brahmandas that come out from the all the sweat pores of Mahavishnu. That is all that is called Sarga. All the material elements arranging itself and conglomerating to 24 elements, being arising from false ego. That is also called as Sarga Srishti. The formation of this universe is called as Sarga Srishti. And when the universal formation happens, the topmost part of the universe is actually a lotus flower. And the entire universe springs from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And the topmost planet is called Satyaloka, which is the lotus flower, which opens up, and there comes the first living entity without any mother who's created. And his name is called as Brahma, because he is great. So there are so many living entities in golden form. You know, the Atma shines in golden form. It's golden in color. Even the universe is golden in color. Even the earth was golden in color previously. Just imagine what would have happened to earth if it continued to be. It is Hiranyaksha who stole all the gold. He took away. But actually, even the earth is a golden planet. It was all taken. And then the Prithvi became off balance and fell into the Rasatal Lok. So all the Jivatmas are golden in color. And the person who's shining the most gets the position of Brahma. And he's also called Swayambhu because he appeared without a mother. And this Swayambhu is given the responsibility. Said, this much I have done. All right. So I have done the temple construction. I have formed the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. I have prepared all the rooms, etc. Now you manage the temple, manage the show. So Brahma becomes the engineer come manager, both. That's a role offered to him. And then he prays for creative energy. The third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th chapter, he prays for creative energy. Then he is empowered. And that is when he performs another Srishti, which is called Visarga Srishti, the second subject of Bhagavatam. The second subject of Bhagavatam is Visarga Srishti, where he expands the population of living entities. He and also the Prajapatis, they do. Totally, there are 8.4 million species. You know that. Jalaja Navalakshani. There are 9 lakh varieties of Jalacharas or the aquatics. Stavaram Lakshavimshati. The living entities that are immovables like trees and mountains and other things, they account to Stavaram Lakshavimshati, 20 lakhs. Krimayaha Rudra Sankhyaye, 11 lakh varieties of worms and insects. Pakshinam Dashalakshanaha, there are 10 lakh varieties of birds. Trivimilakshat Pashavaha, there are 30 lakh beasts of 4-legged animals. And Chatur Lakshani Manavaha. So based on one's level of consciousness, even human beings are divided into 4 lakh species. So if you add up everything, how much does it come? 8.4 million or 84 lakh species. They are the yonis, and our Hiranyakashipu Prabhu is telling that, my dear Brahma Prabhu, you created this 8.4 million species. I am telling you that I don't want to die in the hands of any of these species. Got the point? That is what is Hiranyakashipu's proposition. Then Prabhupada goes on to explain another thing, that as such, Brahmaji is not the seed-giving father. It is Krishna who is the seed-giving father. Correct? Seed-giving father. If time allows meaning of 13 tilaks we put on body, please, definitely, we will take that. This is beautiful from the purport of 14.4 Bhagavad Gita. I want somebody to read. Just read the purport, which explains the position of Krishna. It is not Brahma who is actually the creator, it is Krishna. Even Visarga Srishti is actually done by Krishna already. Brahmaji just is a person who rewrites what is written. Yes, Mataji, this is the red part.
In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are combinations of the material nature and spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet, but on every planet, even on the highest where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities. Within the earth, there are living entities, even within water and within fire. All these appearances are due to the mother material nature. In Krishna's seed-giving process, the purport is that the material world is impregnated with living entities who come out in various forms at the time of creation according to their past deeds.
Yeah, thank you. So Krishna is the seed-giving father who impregnates this material nature. That's why it's called Aham Bija Prada. I'm giving the seed. The Bija is that semen. I give the semen to the material nature and the different bijas are created. And what Brahma does is he simply expands the bijas. Because for farming, what is most important component of farming? Yes, you need the seeds, you need the soil, you need the rains. And everything is provided by Krishna. Correct? Prabhuji, could you please mention shloka about species you just mentioned? This is Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Jalaja Navalakshani. This is in Padma Puran. Her Grace, Induleka Mataji, if she is there, she will give it. She'll give the verse. She's expert at finding verse. It starts Jalaja Navalakshani. That is a shloka in the Padma Purana that Prabhupada is mentioning. All right, coming back. So this particular purport very wonderfully explains that Krishna impregnates material nature, was called as Prakriti, and from Prakriti, different 8.4 million species are produced. Brahma takes the seeds and then he simply expands on those seeds which are originally given by Krishna. Suppose some species get extinct in this universe. Okay, some species get extinct in this universe. Who is the person who can give the seed? It is Krishna, not Brahma. That's what is the point here. All right. Next. The next thing is Hiranyakashipu is very, 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 very careful. He is treating Brahma as Supreme Lord. Aha. He is the Supreme Lord. He's treating him like that. On the other hand, his desire was to become Supreme Lord. See? He's treating him like that and dealing with him like that, speaking like that. And he understood, hey, I thought you're immortal, but you're also not immortal. Well, no problem. Make me almost immortal. And that is why he proposes that I don't want to be killed by any of the 8.4 million species. But very poor is understanding of Hiranyakashipu that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is beyond the 8.4 million species. He doesn't know that, unfortunately. He knew it, but he forgot this fact. That's all. So Asuras in today's day and age don't bother about Krishna. The Asuras of those age, they are the ones who who knew Krishna but wanted to deliberately oppose Krishna. Asurim Bhavam Ashrita. They are the Asuras. I'll show you something very interesting. I'll read one more shloka. This is the prayer of Prahlad to Narsimdev. What does he say? Yadi dasyasi me kaman varam stvam varadarshabha kamanam hridya samroham bhavatastu vrine varam. We'll go back to our shloka. Yadi dasyasi abhimatan varan me varadottama bhutebhyastvad mrityurma bhunmama prabhu. Just see the translation of Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. See the difference. This is Prahlad's translation. I given Prahlad the title as Narottama. He is the best of the human beings. Hiranyakashipu is the worst of the human beings. Let's just see the comparison. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just see the comparison. Oh my Lord, best of the givers of benediction. If you at all want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there be no material desires. And this is Prahlad Maharaj. He is also asking for benediction, but he's telling us the right type of benediction to ask. On the other hand, what is Hiranyakashipu asking? Oh my Lord, oh best of the givers of benediction. He's addressing it to Brahma, not to Narasimhadeva or Krishna. If you will kindly grant me the benediction, yes, same. I desire. Till here, everything's same. After this, it's changing. Please let me not meet death from any living entities created by you. Hare Krishna. See, the mood is very, very similar. Got it? One is prayed by Prahlad, one is prayed by Hiranyakashipu. Very similar. Few chapters later, Prahlad is going to come. Yes, few chapters later, we're going to see. But just the content of the prayer shows the intent of the person. Correct? So that is why you really want to know the intention of a person, the consciousness of a person. We should check the content of that prayer. The content is something else here. The content is here perfect. So Prahlad is actually following the Nitya Dharma of the Jiva. On the other hand, Hiranyakashipu's Dharma is distorted. He is wanting to be the lord of material nature. So at this particular point of time, so now is the sweet, serving of the sweet, and that will be the majority, the backbone of our today's discussion. I was reading the Jaiva Dharma. I've read Jaiva Dharma many times, but this time I was making a proper material. It's a book by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Yes, it is his book. So I'm trying to deeply study it so that I become a good Vaishnava who is sound in philosophy. And when we understand our true constitution position, the Sambandha, then naturally we will recite the right type of prayers and have the right kind of desires. Prahlad shows us how to desire, and Hiranyakashipu teaches us how not to desire. Everybody is teaching us something. So, sorry, I'll share this. I made a small PPT, which I would like to share. So this is the Jaiva Dharma by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And what does he say about Jaiva Dharma? The unblemished, pristine love for the supreme absolute whole experienced by the minute particle of the spiritual substance, the Jiva, is defined as Jaiva Dharma. This is a definition that he gives to Jaiva Dharma, of course. So these various subject matters that we study in the Jaiva Dharma, I'm not going to discuss all of it. I'll discuss something that's relevant to all of us for today's discussion. Of course, it has 4 parts. Jiva Dharma versus material activity, Jaiva Dharma in connection with materialistic topics, Nama Tattva and Rasa Tattva. These are the 4 contents, 4 parts the book is divided into. So we will discuss only the first 2 chapters because that is sufficiently enough for us to understand this theme. I'll quickly set the scene. This is 100 years after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent in a place called Godruma. Godrum Dweep is not different from Nandagam of Vrindavan. Okay. So there is a Pradyumna Kunja. There is a place where Surabhi Devi actually meditated on Sri Gaur Sundar. Yes. Many of the great personalities actually meditated on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. So Surabhi, the topmost of the mother of all cows, the supreme mother cow, also meditated here on Sri Gaur Sundar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there are 2 characters mentioned. One is Premadas Paramahamsa Babaji, who comes 100 years later. This is a 100 years later event after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent. He received Shiksha from Sri Pradyumna Brahmachari. Pradyumna Brahmachari is a great soul. He is also called Narsimhanand Brahmachari because he was a worshipable, his worshipable deity was Narsimdev. And how many of you know, have you heard the name of Pradyumna Brahmachari? He did Manasa Seva. Mentally, he constructed a pathway for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. I think Rita Mataji has heard about it. Yeah. He constructed in meditation a pathway. He is only the Pradyumna Brahmachari. So he is his guru. So he is his disciple. And they have a lot of Krishna Charcha together. Yes, so this Premdas Paramahamsa Babaji Maharaj, he reads Prema Vivarta every day. He chants 128 rounds, offer Danvats to all Vaishnavas. This is his sadhana. Correct? So there one sannyasi arrives. The place where he arrives is called Sri Madhavi Malati. And he has an ecstatic experience because of which he wants to understand Gaudiya Siddhanta very deeply. So I'm just making it very brief. Okay. They both have a discussion. And that discussion is really going to help us. Yes, this particular discussion will really help us to understand what is a jiva and what is the nitya dharma of a jiva. If the nitya dharma of the jiva is clear, then we'll offer the right prayers in the right consciousness. So all of you ready for the sweet? I thought we'll hear some sweet pastime, but this sweet is some philosophy. Oh, the philosophy what they discuss only is very sweet. How many of you are excited? If you're excited, please turn on video. We're going to learn many, many new things. So each time I actually study Prabhupada books and philosophy, I feel I don't know anything. That's my realization. I have to study deeper and understand. That's what is my realization every time. Okay. So the question that is asked by Sannyasi is from Shankara's line. He's from Shankara's line. So he asks a question that there are a lot of contradictions in dharma which is practiced by different practitioners. So Gurudev, please tell me what is true dharma. Yes. Many times people ask me also, Prabhu, what is the meaning of Sanatana dharma? Yes. So that's similar question. Same question is asked. Many people ask, Prabhu, Sanatana dharma means what? What is the meaning of this Sanatana dharma? We're going to figure out today. What is Sanatana dharma also? Okay. So he very wonderfully explains that there is something called Vastu. Vastu means an eternal object. That's called a Vastu. And every Vastu has a Ghatana or intrinsic properties. So at this point of time, he says that Jiva is called Vastu. Living entity is Vastu, and Krishna is called as Vastava Vastu. What is Krishna? Vastava Vastu. And Jiva is Vastu. Now here in this material sense also, we say, okay, this mobile is Vastu, laptop is Vastu, but actually Vastu is not. That is a wrong meaning of Vastu. Vastu means an eternal entity. It's called a Vastu or a substance, eternal substance. And every eternal substance has something called intrinsic property, Ghatana. And that Ghatana in pure state is called as Swabhava. So we all Jiva have a Swabhava. And in this particular prayer that we saw, Prahlad is exhibiting Swabhava. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So this particular Jiva, the Prahlad is exhibiting his Swabhava. On the other hand, Hiranyakashipu is exhibiting Nisarga. Yes, Nisarga. So Nisarga is the result of the Swabhava getting distorted in material contact. Got it? So what Hiranyakashipu's prayers is depicting is Nisarga because of material contact. And Prahlad's prayers are exhibiting actual Swabhava of Jiva. That is Bhagavatam. We get to study both and their difference. Okay. Actually, Jivera Swarupu Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. This is the actual position. And why is Jiva Krishnadas? Why is Jiva Krishnadas? Okay, let us understand what is Krishna. Anyone knows the meaning of Krishna? You can type. What is the meaning of Krishna? Please type meaning. All attractive, correct. So Krishna is all attractive. And the moment Krishna is all attractive, it is said automatically a Jiva gets attracted to Krishna to serve him. And that is why Jivera Swarupohe Krishner Nityadas. Got it? That is how, that is the relationship of Dasya. Dasya becomes very natural. Because Krishna is all attractive, Jiva, for him it becomes very natural to serve Krishna in Dasya. That is why Jivera Swarupohe Krishner Nityadas. But Jiva is still called Abheda Prakash of the Lord, which means he has similar property and difference from the Lord. Let's understand this. Totally, if you see, Bhagavad Gita teaches us 3 entities. Triangle. Jiva, Prakriti, Ishwar. This triangle we need to understand. Jiva, Prakriti, Ishwar. This is the whole subject matter of the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The nature, enjoyer, and consciousness. How many of you studied 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Very nice. You're going to enjoy this if you study. If you're not going to study also, you'll be spellbound. You'll be astonished. Wow, so many things are there. So Jiva surely cannot be Prakriti because Prakriti is matter. Yet, the Jiva cannot be Lord also. Correct? Why? Because Jiva and Lord both are Sachidanand, but Lord is called Maya Dhisha. He's the Lord of material nature. He lords Prakriti. But Jiva, because of his small nature, his Anu, he can become, he has a tendency to come under Maya. That's why he's called Mayavas sometimes. That is the difference. Jiva cannot be Prakriti, he's not material. But Jiva cannot be Lord also because he has tendency to come under control of Maya. So Krishna is always called Mayadhish and Jiva is called Maya Vash because Jiva is Anu and Krishna is Vibhu. Okay, going on. So sometimes we say this Anadi Bahirmukha, Nityabadha. Why this is all these things are spoken? Because when Jiva comes to this material world, there is no history of the fall of Jiva, how the Jiva has fallen. There is no history of it. That's why we should never discuss this subject. Something that is not there, we don't discuss. That's why it's called Anadir Bahirmukha. Since time immemorial, Jiva is separated from Krishna and is suffering in this material world. Okay. Now let us understand if Jiva is infinitesimal, then how its dharma is pure, complete and absolute. Yes, Jiva is small. How it is absolute? This was a very amazing analogy. We need to understand. Prahlad also is a Jiva. Prahlad is a Jivatma. So Prahlad is also tiny. So Jiva is tiny in size, but not in function. Example given is beautiful. The example is of a small spark of fire can actually create an entire forest fire. True? A small forest spark can actually cause fire in the entire forest. So for the spark may be very, very small and tiny in size, but in function, it can burn the entire forest fire. Correct? Similarly, every Jivatma, Brahmanda Tare Dhare Shakti Jane Jane, has the ability to make the whole universe Krishna conscious. Yes, that is the power of one Jiva. In truth, that is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, one Vaishnava can deliver one universe. That ability is given. But we have to access that mercy. We are separated. That's why we are not there. We have not realized our true self. Correct? When we realize that happens, Nitya Dharma comes in light only when in contact with Krishna. Correct? If we are not in contact with Krishna, we don't experience Nitya Dharma. Only when we come in contact with Krishna or Krishna's devotees, pure Vaishnavas, we experience the Nitya Dharma. So we have lost contact. And that is why this Brihat Vastu, the Atma, who is also a very great person, great soul, we say, yes, it is great. One of the qualities of Atma is Brahma, greatness. But that greatness is lost because we have lost contact with Krishna. Bhukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosha cha nityasaha na ishwarasya ashubham datte swe mahimni stitasya cha. So we are all great actually, but we have lost the greatness because of losing contact with Krishna. So now we have to make this contact with Krishna. What we are all doing is we are trying to make this contact with Krishna to regain our Nitya Dharma, our constitutional position, which is actually to be great, not under the control of Maya. For that, we have to come in contact with Krishna. So this is one practical thing that we are doing. Why we come to Bhagavatam class? Why we do Nityam Bhagavat Sevya? To come in contact with Krishna through his devotees, through the message of Bhagavatam. Holy name, every day we are chanting 16 rounds, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What is that? We are trying to come in contact with Krishna. Reading Prabhupada books. Why Prabhupada has given us pure message? Prabhupada, pure devotee like Prabhupada, has given a pure message which helps all of us to come in contact with Krishna. Yes, and that is the most blissful experience for a jiva. Somebody is in bliss because of that pure contact. And if we are not in bliss, we are frustrated, we are miserable, that is because of disconnect with Krishna. We are disconnected with Krishna. That is the truth. Even Vyasdev, if you see in Bhagavatam, why was Vyasdev despondent? Because he was disconnected from Krishna and he is making others also disconnected by writing such literature like Mahabharata and other Puranas. They are not connecting. That is not giving Sanatana. That is not giving Nitya Dharma. That is giving some distorted Dharma. But Bhagavatam gives us the Nitya Dharma. That is going to come ahead. So where this Nitya Dharma comes? So we need to understand as soon as a jiva comes in contact with the material nature, actually there are three egos. The first one is true ego. The soul has true ego. Jivara Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. Then there is Linga Sharir. Linga Sharir is the subtle body which feels I am enjoyer of the results of my action. That is why Krishna in the entire Bhagavad Gita, if you see Bhagavad Gita, your entire study, you study the whole Gita, there is one strong conclusion. You have to perform Nishkam Karma. Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is something you have to perform. Because the moment you perform Nishkama Karma Yoga, actually one is getting rid of the false ego on the subtle platform. The Linga Sharira which is associated with the false ego, it's cutting it off. And thus one will directly come to one's Nitya Dharma. That's why you see first 6 chapters very thoroughly, and even after that, Krishna speaks so much about Nishkam Karma Yoga. That is the first subject matter of the first 6 chapters. Nishkama Karma Yoga. And the third false ego, the third ego is Tula Sharir. I am man, I am woman, I am American, I am white, I am tall, I am short, etc. I am on the Stula Sharir, the gross body. So like this we are troubled by ego. We have to work on these two things. I am Krishna Das. I am servant. If these two things are replaced, then the two egos is cut off. One is situated in the proper ego. Similarly, because of this, prema is the actual position of soul. Soul has property of prema. But because of this distortion of the two egos, Tula Sharir and Linga Sharir, the prema gets a perverted reflection in terms of happiness, sorrow, love of this world, hatred to this world, raga, dvesha, sukha, dukkha, all these emotions they evoke, which are actually not soul's property. Pure dharma or nitya dharma or sanatan dharma, they are all the same thing. They are presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. They are presented only in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why we say, the second shloka, Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam atravastu shivadam tapatrayon moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kim va pareirishvarah sadyo hridi avarudyate trakritibi susrushibhit takshanat. So there is all nonsense dharmas are kicked out. There is only one dharma presented. What is that? The Sanatan dharma, the Nitya dharma, the pure dharma. So anybody coming in contact with Bhagavatam will be blissful because this is the dharma of soul. There is no cheating here. If you see, there are three types of dharma. First dharma, which is Anitya dharma. Anitya dharma is the modern materialistic scientific philosophy. They follow because they don't exist. There is no existence of soul. There is no existence of God. Or even if it is there, we don't bother about them. So that is why this is false dharma. And these are contradictory to the materialistic world. Naimittika dharma believes in God, believes in soul, but it prescribes mundane methods of duty, like karma, gyan, yoga, etc. They are all Naimittik dharma. And this is the subject matter of all other scriptures other than Srimad Bhagavatam. And even the other so-called religions and philosophies. That is Naimittik dharma. On the other hand, Nitya dharma is presented purely only in Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is why this is the essence of all Vedic literatures. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yatho bhaktir adhokshaje ahaituki apratihata eyatma suprasidhati. Because that is only thing, the Nitya dharma is the only thing which can make the soul happy. If you are not happy, we are not following the Nitya dharma. That's the only condition. We are not following the Bhagavata dharma. We are not following the Sanatana dharma. So these are the three dharmas mentioned. So Anitya dharma is the modern materialistic civilization. Naimittika dharma is the Vedic civilization who has not yet reached the culmination. Yes, they are stuck up with karma, gyan, yoga. They may accept jiva, ishwar. This is not going to give bliss. And Vyasadeva presented this in Mahabharata and other literatures. But this is Srimad Bhagavatam, the real Nitya dharma. Yes. So Nitya dharma is something which we are all very fortunate to be connected to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Gaudiya Vaishnavism is actually the Nitya dharma. Other all philosophies do not lead to, of course, they also present Nitya dharma, but that doesn't lead to the conclusion. So that immediately the sannyasi who is in the Shankara line, I'll just quickly explain about Shankara's philosophy. Here, Shankara also taught something about Advaita Siddhi. But when Shankara taught about Advaita Siddhi, it is said he actually referred to the Mahabhav, the highest ecstasy. But we need to understand Shankara's work has two categories. One is called Tatkalika Siddhanta, second is called Sarvakalika Siddhanta. Tatkalika Siddhanta means he wanted to temporarily patch up something. The goal of Shankara to present monism or Vaidism was actually to remove Buddhism, because Buddhism was covered atheism. So he wanted to remove that. That is why he presented this Mayavad philosophy. And if you see, Shankara also speaks about the Sarvakalika. That means that philosophy which is absolutely relevant as per time, place, for all times. He did present. Even if you see Shankara's philosophy and Vaishnava philosophy agrees to that point. Ultimately, he agrees about body and soul difference, soul and Ishvara difference also he agrees. And he dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and mukti pradata sarvesham Vishnu revana samshaya. Till you worship Hari, you cannot get mukti. That also is agreed, but he doesn't teach something beyond mukti. Above mukti only says that's called as Advaita Siddhi, but many people misunderstood the meaning of this Advaita Siddhi. But actually the real meaning of Advaita Siddhi, as explained by our Vaishnava Acharyas, is to attain the Mahabhav. Now Mahabhav is that Bhav which was exhibited by gopis when Uddhava entered. You remember that particular section of Brahmar Geet? When Uddhava came to Vrindavan, all the gopis, especially even Radharani, they all entered the state of Mahabhav. One gopi climbed over the another gopi and she said, Kaliya, today I will beat you. Another gopi pulled her veil of sari and said, oh, Brajvasis, I have held the Govardhan. You all can come inside. Yes. Another gopis said, okay, I'm Krishna, let's dance with. So they all went into the extreme Mahabhava of Krishna. Even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 17th chapter, he starts one day, he starts singing, chanting the names of Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. And then one of the student comes and he says, oh, you chant Krishna's name, you get some punya. What punya you get by chanting Gopi's name? But actually at that particular point of time, he had gone into a very great state of Mahabhav. So this Mahabhav, where one develops a spiritual oneness with the beloved, that is called as the Advaita Siddhi, which is not under Mayavadis cannot understand this at all. That is what is Mayavad. They are not able to understand this Advaita Siddhi, which is the highest form of what Mahaprabhu explains. For Prema, what is Prema? Prema means spontaneous mutual attraction between two spiritual entities. So in material platform, it is not two material entities, two spirits. So on the soul platform, that is only Prema. On the material platform, it's called Kama. And when Krishna is one of the spiritual, there can be Prema between two devotees also, who are treating each other on a spiritual platform. It can be there. So Krishna Prem means one of the person is Krishna. And they do unite, but retain individuality. Why? Because Prema should have three things. Aswadaka, Aswadya, and Aswadana. Aswadaka is a person who is the taste to be tasted. Aswadya is the one who is providing the taste. And Aswadan is the experience of the taste. It is like Bhakta, Bhagavan, and Bhakti. Bhakta, Bhagavan, and Bhakti. These are the three subject matters of Prem. And if Aswadaka and Aswadya become one, then Aswadan cannot exist. The Prem cannot exist at all. So the conception of merging and losing individuality, it cannot be Prema. Misfortune of the Sankara philosophers is they are not able to understand this esoteric aspect of Mayavad. Yes, and thus they consider these esoteric feelings of Prema as Maya. That's why we call Mayavad. They don't believe in diversity also. The Lord's deity form, name, forms, qualities, pastimes, they considered all of this to be the variety. Diversity means Maya. This is their great misfortune that we have. We are very fortunate that we have such wonderful Vaishnava Acharyas who have explained to us what exactly is the Nitya Dharma and what is Anitya Dharma and what is Naimittika Dharma, all clearly. So Hiranyakashipu was having a Khichdi philosophy, mixed up philosophy of Naimittika Dharma and Anitya Dharma. But definitely it was not the Sanatana Dharma. That was his prayer. So it is very important for all of us to see the difference between the two, as always, between the Narottam, the Nitya Dharma, and Naradhama, the Anitya or Naimittik Dharma, considering that to be all in all. Right? So this philosophy, what we learn today, will definitely help us to desire properly, to pray properly. Because what we studied today is Sambandha Jnana. And Sambandha Jnana, if we study properly, then Abhideya is natural, the process. And the Prayojan will definitely come. That is Prema. Okay. Any questions? The suite was very philosophical, but this is the sweetest experience. If you see all our Gaudiya Acharyas, they are very deep in their bhajan. They are remembering Radha Krishna Leela, they are chanting so many rounds, and they are reciting very deep prayers. But when you talk to them, they speak such deep philosophy. Yes. So Paramahamsa Premdas Babaji Maharaj also was a great soul who was always absorbed in his bhajan and in the Ashtakali Leela of Radha and Krishna. But when asked such questions, he was thorough with philosophy. Because each and every one of us, we should never ever neglect these studies. Siddhanta baliya chitte na kare alas. Siddhanta baliya chitte na kare alas. Taha lage Krishna hoya sudrishta, through the manas. With the proper study of philosophy, we'll be able to properly focus our remembrance on Krishna. Yes, I would like to open for questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Our Rita Mataji is there. Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, can you unmute yourself now? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much. a philosophical class. Prabhuji, initially you told that Krishna is the original Aham Bij Prajapita. तो अभी मैं recently I was studying जो Akrur is doing stuti while going back to Mathura. So Krishna is the rains are Krishna's semen.
Yes.
So I was connecting it with somewhere in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada has written that the jivas are getting bodies through when the souls are falling down through rains, and then the Purush when they eat that grains, and then that's how we take birth in mother's womb. So I was asking that the same rains are also fallen on the grains and are also been eaten by women also. Then how come that arrangement is being made by Krishna? Because the same grains are being eaten by all other entities, living entities.
Hari. So that is the beauty of Prakriti. Prakriti exactly knows how to make such arrangements in such a way that the right thing. That is why we say in Hindi there is a proverb, "Dane dane pe likha hai khane wale ka naam." Yes, in every particular grain, who is going to consume that grain and form the semen is written very clearly. So where does the Jivatma exactly get and form the semen? That was also very clearly that is the arrangement of Prakriti. So we will simply be baffled by seeing the wonderful arrangement of Lord, the way He has made the management. We are all proud of our great management. We manage a temple, we manage a center, we managed a festival, we organized an event. We are so very proud that, oh, we did so management. But you see, this is an amazing management. I just told, I'm just sitting across the street. On the street, 2 years back, there was a she dog who came. She stayed for some time. And she was impregnant, and she gave birth to puppies. The puppies, they were daily sucking the milk from mother, etc. Mother, puppies living together. And the puppies slowly grew up within a matter of 4-5 months. And the puppies grew up to a particular size. Mother vanished. Neither did these dogs, tell, oh, where is mother? Where is mother? Nothing. They vanished. They were playing for some time. And then each dog went to different location and took their particular areas. And there's only one dog here now. So direction of the material nature is something which is amazing. From where a dog will come, and the dog is inspired to unite with a she dog, we get children, and then that particular dog leaves somewhere else. And the she dog separates and she gives birth, and then she moves on. And then the other puppies, they play together for some time and then they move on. This is the divine arrangement. They have all gone to mate and produce further and expand the population. Such a divine arrangement. We cannot fathom how everything is doing, how Lord's arrangement is going on. We get the point. So similarly, the rains are actually, in one sense, the jivatmas, the different jivatmas, they fall through rains, especially the heavenly. I would like to mute here because there is some disturbance that I'm hearing from somewhere. Okay. So the rains are the different living entity, pious living entities coming from the sky. That's what is mentioned in Shastras. And they enter the soil, take the shelter of the plant, and when the plant is eaten, it transforms into the 7 layers. They finally come into semen. So this is arrangement, and exactly at the particular point of time, there's a unit. We can find, even in this world, something amazing. There may be an impotent person and there may be a sterile woman. Yes, person is clinically, scientifically impotent. The lady is sterile, but they both unite at a particular point of time, they produce child. There are couples who are potent, man is potent, the female is fertile, they're trying for union for a long time. They're not getting a child, but at a particular point of time, they get a child. Yes, so the impregnation is inspired by the material nature, at the correct time, the jiva to take birth under correct circumstances. We are getting the point. The mother father just become an instrument. So the semen, that is the food that is taken, consumed by lady, doesn't convert into semen. So there may be, but that those jivatmas are anyway going to exist further in different bodies. They're transmitted in other places. There are so many parasitic living entities living in our body also. Correct? And even among the jivatmas, the semen contains many jivatmas. Only one jivatma is able to break the egg and enter and get a material body from the mother. Whew. Because that is the time first. That is tatrayam aropana tulya kalam. It is the right time for that particular jivatma. That is why you say karmana daiva netrena jantur dehopapattaye striya pravishta udaram pumso reta kanashrena. Right time, right firing, the right semen entering, the right person getting the body. Oof. It's something very amazing. Right? Huh. We need to understand.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Then should we consider that does every single grain it has
Yes,
a soul?
yes, yes. Nitya sarvagata sthanuhu. Every single grain has life. And as such, every single grain who comes, we offer the food to Krishna. All those living entities are getting benefit because of the connection with Krishna. All these things we have to meditate. We're cutting the potato Prabhu. The potato Prabhu is going to become an offering unto the wonderful Mahaprasad plate of Lord, Bhoga of Lord. And then the potato Prabhu will get delivered. Potato Prabhu is purchased by devotee, cooked by another devotee, offered by third devotee, honored, served by fourth devotee, and honored by fifth devotee. And when all these 5 devotees go back to Godhead, potato Prabhu will ask, Prabhu, you remember me? On 5th of January 2024, there is a wonderful feast which was cooked for the lordships. And you are the Prabhu who ate me and delivered me. Remember? Yeah, all of them are jivas. Very true.
Prabhuji, just one more, one small doubt. You gave us example of she dog and dogs. How detached they are from each other. Actually, we see
That is
it.
what is Prakriti, correct. They act on
Yeah,
instinct.
but by human are so much attached with each other. With
That's
actually
what
even
they
with the
don't follow Varnashram. They're not following Varnashram. See, animals acts on instinct. A human being is supposed to act on intelligence by understanding Shastra. Yes, he's supposed to understand Shastra. Pancha Shordam Vanam Rajet. After age of 50 plus, the duty given is now you retire from all social responsibilities and exclusively take up to God consciousness. One has to do that. That's the duty.
But it is posed. Animals, they are naturally detached after some time, but human, they have to force like
That's what we have to
Vanprastha.
act on intelligence. We have to act on intelligence. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Sukha Kara Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Sukha Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Balabhadra Prabhu. Hare Krishna Sanatana Prabhu. Your class are so lively, Prabhu. It's so lively. Feel like attending every day. Can you give the link where can be connected for your regular class? You may be doing somewhere daily basis, Prabhu.
Okay.
I'm just greedy. Nothing else.
Okay, Prabhu. I think I have your number. We'll give you a link.
Yeah, please,
Okay.
Prabhu, please. Oh, one question is there, Prabhu. One question, Prabhu.
Yes.
Now, one of my Zoom link, one of the student is there. He's also initially devotee only. He's working in a multinational company. He's selling, I know full Bhagavad Gita. I'm also knowing Bhagavatam, but the senses are so, this one, that MNC culture, I'm getting swayed. I don't know what to say. Arjun also told the same thing to Krishna, that in spite of not to do, still you keep doing it. So he said, what can be done? I'm chanting 16 rounds every day, but I don't know. I'm stuck. So I thought you can give some clue what can be done. The real life experience.
No. Personally speaking, yes, it's very true. This is a situation with many of us in our society and community, that we know what is Nitya Dharma, but we are in Naimittika Dharma also. We have to perform certain duties. Again, same thing. This is the basis of everything. Similarly, that devotee also has to perform Naimittika Dharma, and in Naimittika Dharma, you have to come in contact with, we are having the material contact. So in principle, the solution is only one thing. We have to have a very strong spiritual contact in the morning. That's what Prabhupada gave us, morning program. Mangalarti, Narsimharti, Tulsi Arti, Shikshashtak prayers, chanting 16 rounds, attending Bhagavatam class, honoring Prasad, then going for duties. Now, what as a counselor, what you can do as his mentor is you can make, now Prabhupada has given a full morning program, which is very practical for brahmacharis and full-time grahasthas. It's very practical. But now for his, as per time, place, circumstances, using the same principle of remembering Krishna, you may have to prepare a proper program for him and offer him so that once he takes that particular nourishment, he goes out. You know the game of kabaddi? The game of kabaddi? And that's what he has to play. You're in your court, devotee court. Take deep breath. Then you enter the other court. That is the court of Maya. Kabaddi, 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 kabaddi. Of course, the purpose of he going to company, you tell him, is actually to preach. That is his purpose. You make money, but you have to preach. If you can't preach, at least you come back safely. Kabaddi, 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 kabaddi. You come back and don't lose your point. So when you will get that strength to keep saying, you stop saying kabaddi, kabaddi, you're finished. Or those people, they catch you, you're finished. You have to touch and you have to come back. But if they catch you, you're finished. So when person will not be caught, when he is properly doing his sadhana. He's properly doing sadhana, he's taken the breathing, and then he goes. And it's very important that because the material, again, contact, we studied about this contact, to the proportion one is taking material contact, one has to actually take spiritual contact also, as much as possible. And personally, in the vacation time, the holiday time, vacation time, there has to be prolonged exposure to the spiritual contact. Coming to Sangha of Vaishnavas, attending full morning program with devotees, chanting with devotees, serve prasad, do seva, everything has to be done. And he has to have a solid Sunday program. The vacation program has to be solid with engagement. Some devotees I have seen, very serious grahasthas. The Monday to Saturday, their home is their temple. And Sunday, temple is their home. That's the principle. Come to Sunday, don't leave. Stay from morning to night, you can stay in temple and do that. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Beautiful answer. Thank you, Sukar Krishna Prabhuji, for being there. Hare Krishna Mataji. Mohit.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry, I'm not able to rename it. My name is Nana. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for a nectarian class. Prabhuji, as you were saying that we need to, prolong our exposure on weekends. We need to prolong. Prabhuji, how do we do the same when it comes to children? Because in the Western countries, like children don't get that kind of, I'm noticing like more prolonged exposure to Maya as compared to the spiritual life. So how do we balance that, Prabhuji? Like it's a constant
True.
it's a constant worry. Shall we bring kids back to India? Shall we keep them here? It's like I just want to know something about
Definitely. I'm a brahmachari with no experience of kids. Kids I handle are all 15 plus. 15 to 30 unmarried boys. This is my range of operation. I don't operate beyond this range. Of course, I'm brahmacharis. This is the range I operate. But anyway, it's a good question, thoughtful question. I would like to definitely share what I humbly have understood from Prabhupada's teachings and Guru Parampara's teachings. One thing is, as children, more things are caught than taught. So children are going to constantly observe each and every single activity of the parents. So it's very important that the parents don't lead a life of double standard. If the children see the parents leading a double standard life, they will never be inspired in Krishna consciousness. This is the first principle. Parents say, they see, oh, in satsang, parents behave like this. At home, they behave like this. Oh, is chalta hai? Oh, then this is better. They get a choice. Oh, this life is better. We will do this. We will not do that. That is boring. That is first thing. No double standard by the parents. As far as possible. As far as possible. Number one. Number two, never ever impose Krishna consciousness dogmatically on the children. We should never do that. There was a kid brought to me by parents and they told, Prabhuji, please bless my son. I said, bless. What to do? He's not chanting 16 rounds. I asked, what's his age? Sir, he's 8 years old. Oh, he's 8 years old. What were you doing when you were 8 years old? So we don't like this dogmatically impose children. You should chant 16 rounds, otherwise you're fallen. We don't do that. Right? We allow the children to get their own inspiration and practice. So all we can do is we can give them exposure to the right culture. We take the children to the morning program. We take the children to the children classes. We take the children to festivals. We show them Abhishek. We have similar festivals at home. We give them exposure to get trained in Vridang, Kartal, Shlokas. We read Krishna book with them. As far as possible, we participate along with them and give them nice culture and exposure to Krishna consciousness. And especially, just like, for example, till the age now I want to ask all of you, how till what age were we fed by parents? I mean, the parents used to choose or make our plate. Have you seen that? Parents till what age? 6, 7, 8, probably. Parents used to make plate for us. They used to make and they used to feed us till the age of 5, 6, 7. You're fed, and later on you're expected to. So till the age of 6, as this Bhagavati Vasudamata is saying, till the age of 6, it's parents who make our plate, and after that we make our plate. So that the time when we start making our plate, that is the time the child is also making his own choices. You have to understand. That is the same age. This is what my understanding. So we definitely can do one thing. We can prepare the items and he can decide the quantity after that particular age. And after a particular age, especially when a person enters the teenage, that is the time when we can't even cook for them. They cook for themselves. 13, 14. So that to the degree the impact of Krishna consciousness has been strong. At the same time, the Maya's exposure, they will definitely be exposed to Maya, has been strong enough. Their things, then they have to make a choice. Well, I don't want to, I will give up Maya, take to Krishna. That particular choice people make in the teenage. That choice they have to make, and the choice was thoroughly dependent on the way they are brought up, the upbringing, the environment, the karma karma breaches the children have from the previous life. All these factors matter a lot. The purva janma samskaras, etc. So all we can do is, irrespective of the choice they make, unconditionally love them. And there are people who revert back after entering into the mouth of, the Hanuman entered the mouth of Surasa and came out. There are children who enter into the mouth of Maya and come out also. And there we still love them. We don't, just because the child is not performing in bhakti, we don't stop loving them. That is the greatest mistake that the parents make. That we should not do. We should continue to unconditionally, selflessly love. And many people, seeing that unconditional selfless love, might choose to return back also. Okay. So this is, apart from this, one more point I wanted to make is about, you spoke about like where exactly culture. Yeah, culture is also something which we have to give in case some people want to stay in US. We have to make it a point that they do come and experience, because now India is India. That's not going to change. The dhams, the sadhus, especially the children who are coming there, one good fortune is we might get some senior sannyasis, maharajas. They all should be attached to Mahat Seva, some way or the other. I have seen my students who go to the West. Now, there is a difference. There is a difference between students from India going to West and the children who have grown up in the West. There's a gulf of difference. I agree. But the principle of Mahat Seva is very important. Somehow or the other, they serve some great soul. That is where they will get Sushrusro Shaddadana Sevasudeva Katharuchi. They develop taste for Bhagavatam and holy name. That is the deliverance for them. We have to allow them to serve great souls. Somehow get attached to the great souls. That's the hope they have. So this is my humble experience. I'm a brahmachari, I have no experience. My totally is all theoretical, but I just shared what I've heard, wisdom from all great sages.
Prabhuji, can I get a little more clarity on? Okay, so we live very remotely, and our nearest temple is ISKCON Toronto, which is again 2 hours away from where we live.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's like we are running a center here locally placed.
Great.
So
So get all the kids together.
yeah, they
Get all the
see
kids
us,
together.
we're engaging them, but because it's like they don't have, it's, how do I say, it's like, you can give them the seeds, they're doing good, but because they don't have that further association, that's where, it lacks. And no matter how much you want to take them, there are times when you can do it because of time, distance, price, so many other things. So it's a constant stress that we're showing them, they know that we're, and like the kids have been getting, they start getting like, you're doing too much of it, we don't want this much.
So I'm getting it's like, Mom, 24/7 you do is Hare Krishna. I don't want to hear it. You're in the car, you're doing this. You're outside the car, you're doing this. Wherever we're going, we're doing this. Whoever we are meeting, you stop meeting with, materialistic friends. So they don't get to connect. So in last 4 years, we had quite a shift from a full-blown material life to a full-blown, spiritual life, where it's like quite a shift going on for children. They're living like multiple lives. They're living a life.
That's because your heart, Divya Gyan, has already established. It's not happened for them. Divya Gyan, Hriday Prakashita has not happened. So it's very hard for them to make that shift. Of course, in principle, all I can say is it is definitely a bad bargain to stay away from devotees. Definitely. But make the best use of it. Let's make best use of bad bargain. And if possible, feasible, try to shift. I don't know your conditions. As far as possible, how to get maximum Vaishnava association, we have to move towards that. That is the principle. Vaishnava Sangha is needed for us also, if we want to sustain
Yeah,
enthusiastically.
because for adults it's easier, right? You attend the class in the morning, you attend the class in the night. They're not going to sit here and attend the classes. so, so it's like it's constant stress, and also we all know that everybody picks bhakti at different level, previous karmas, and it's constantly like, what if they don't walk the walk? So it's a constant stress. But thank you for all the wonderful points. I'll keep them in mind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hari. Thank you,
Take
Prabhu.
one last question.
Okay, Prabhuji, our very dear Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji is there. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam. We are glad to have Mataji in mind.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Today we were talking about many things from Jaiva Dharma, about Swabhava and all that. I would like to know, like, if there is some Swabhava which is there from the birth and it's a nature of that person, will that also should be changed in a period of time to really
Good
get into
question.
the,
Very
because
good question.
bhakti doesn't matter. Even if anartha is there, also you progress in bhakti, I have heard. So can
True.
you please explain?
Very true. Very nice question. So there are the swabhava that we talk about is an influence and totality of two things. Basically, your karma bij, and even the karma bij, according to swabhava refers to a particular nature, which is guna. So it is not possible for us to give up swabhava that is acquired from material nature artificially, and that is the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita. You have to engage it in Krishna's service. We have to perform our nitya dharma, and varnashram dharma is a naimittika dharma, but it has to be performed because we will get purified of swabhava in two ways, through our sadhana as well as to seva. So the sadhana is medicine, seva is the diet. Both are required for a patient to be healthy. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj gave us this beautiful point. Sadhana is medicine and seva is diet. So you need diet and you also need the right medicine in order to get completely cured. So one has to engage the swabhava in the service of Krishna directly. Just like Arjuna engaged his Kshatriya swabhava by fighting for Krishna. Correct? The Vrajavasis engaged their particular Vaishya swabhava in tending to Krishna's cows. Krishi Go Raksha Vanijya. Yes? So that's how we engage our swabhavas. We have to do that. Right?
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes.
we will not get purified. Both are required. We are not yet at the platform of Kirtaniya Sadahari. So till the time, yes, I will show you one verse and we'll end. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 20th chapter, shloka number 9. We'll end with this particular shloka. Tavat karmani kurveta na nirvidyeta yavata mat katha shravanado va shabda yavan na jayate. Please read this.
As long as one is not satiated by fruitive activity and has not awakened his taste for devotional service by Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, one has to act according to the regulative principles of the Vedic injunctions.
This refers to engaging one's swabhava, which is varnashram dharma. One has to. It's required. Is that okay?
Yes.
But
yes.
the goal is to develop that taste. Vasudeva Katharuchi. That is the goal. All right?
Yes. Thank you. Very wonderful.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. We have very beautiful class. First of all, I started reading Jaiva Dharma time ago, and how you tried to condense it in such a small class that is like, of course, you said it is a little part of it. It's so beautiful.
First part which talks about Jaiva Dharma, it is
Yeah.
the half of the first part, which means 1/8 of the book. That much
1/8.
only I showed you all. I didn't show beyond that.
Yes,
Because
Prabhuji.
that
Yes.
is not, that was relevant to the topic of our discussion. I didn't take it beyond that.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, and certainly you are, uh, uh, what do you call it? All-rounder, I would say. Without having kids, you gave very beautiful tips.
I have kids. I have kids. I'll show you just 1 minute. If you
Okay.
allow me, I'll show my kids.
You
Two
have
kids are here. I will. Manish
we
Kalyan from
kids, Prabhuji.
Shivam Giri Prabhu. Please raise your hand. Here are my kids.
Me too.
Yadav Prabhu is also there. Shubham Yadav Prabhu is my kid. They're all working and placed in good
We are all
company.
your kids, Prabhuji. We all
No,
love
no,
you.
no, no. I am your kid. Brahmachari is son of Grihasthas.
And Prabhuji, I loved how you compared, the two verses, the first two lines of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. That was very beautiful. How
Thank you.
Bhagavatam. And I was linking this to a verse that I was reading from Ramayana yesterday, and the verse says, both saintly and the worldly minded people can give us grief. Now you would say how the saint can give you grief, and the verse says, "Bichhurat ek pran har lehi, milat ek dukh dat dehi." When one leaves, it gives us grief. Whenever Guru Maharaj comes and he leaves, and we are like so much, in grief. Oh, Guru Maharaj is leaving, and one
Yes,
bad
yes.
person is coming, he gives us grief
Yeah.
because he is coming and we want to get rid
Amazing.
of that person.
Very
So,
true.
so
This is
beautiful.
Manas? Ramchaitra Manas.
Ramayan Prabhuji, yes. The start, this is
Okay.
this. Very beautiful.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful chopai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all
So,
very much.
so dear,
Nana Mataji, right? Naina Mataji. I have noted your content.
oh, it's Naina. I wrote Nana. Sorry. I
Naina.
tried to change it. Thank you. So, dear devotees, thank you so much for staying back. Thank you, Prabhuji, for all your time and all the beautiful classes you deliver to Bhakti Sangha. That is very, very, very appreciable, Prabhuji. We can't thank you enough. So, dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Can can everybody unmute, Mataji? Amita Mataji?
Yes, I'll
Yes,
unmute.
Mataji, everyone can. Yes,
Vancha
Prabhuji.
kalapataru vaishyacha kripa.
Yes.
Patitanam
Vaishnavevyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Koti Vaishnavrind
Jai.
ki jai.
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Srimad
Jai.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
His
Radhe
Grace
Radhe.
Sanatana Dharma Prabhu ji ki jai.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you